Hello students, today we are going to study class 6 biology and please turn to page number 30 of your textbook. And today we are going to deal with formation of fruits and seeds. So all of you must be eaten fruits and you must have observed that fruits are present in different shapes, sizes and colors, and we love to have fruits. So how can we get this fruit? The fruit are developed after the fertilization. What is happening? The ovule present in the ovary, it grows to become seed, and the ovary of the flower, it develops and become a fruit. Here in figure 2.8 you can see the two labelings, the ovule and the ovary. So this ovule is developing into seed and this ovary is developing into the fruit. So what is happening ultimately? The fruit is developed and the flower, they just get detached from the plants. Okay, they dry off and fall. And then the fruit is formed. So plant is now containing the fruit. So what is the function of the fruit? Fruit's basic function is to protect the seed. And you have seen different varieties of fruits now: apples, oranges, mangoes, pulps, lemons, tomatoes, and so many. You must have made a common observation that some fruits are very soft, fleshy, juicy and very sweet in taste, while others some are very hard and woody kind of. Example, walnuts and almonds. Now the parts of the seed. So fruit mainly consists of two parts, pericarp and the seed. And pericarp is outermost boundary, outermost layer of the ovary, and it has three parts, that is epicarp or exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Here in figure 2.9 you can see this outermost layer is the pericarp, the edible part is the mesocarp, and this hardermost layer is endocarp. Now types of fruits. As I said that you might have made the common observation, some fruits are very dry kind of, hard, woody. Such fruits are known as the dry fruits, and these dry fruits, they do not have any distinguishing of the three layers. Okay, they don't have epicarp, mesocarp and the endocarp. The pericarp, what happens? They get dry, they get woody, and thus they lead to the formation of the fruits. Examples are given over here: sunflower, nut, wheat, legumes. Now fleshy fruits, what is happening here? The pericarp is distinguished. Okay, they have the epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp, and these are fleshy fruits. Okay, it means very juicy, fleshy. They are not hard. Okay, they are very soft kind of fruits. An example is kiwi, cherry, berry, raspberry, blackberry, peaches, and so many. Okay, now we are going to study the seeds and its structures. So seed is the basic reproductive unit. Okay, the new plants are formed from the seeds, so they are the reproductive unit. And the seed contains a baby. Every seed is containing a small baby plant. Okay, and the seed also has the initial food material stored in itself for the baby plant. So what are the parts of the seed? The first part is seed coat. The outermost covering of the seed is known as the seed coat, and the basic function of the seed coat is to protect the seed from any physical injury, okay, temperature related problem or water damage. From any kind of damage, it protects the seed. Now helium, a very tiny pore, a very tiny opening is present in the seed which absorbs the water, that is known as the helium. Now cotyledons, as you just remove the seed coat, you must be able to see this cotyledons. These are the fleshy part of, or the stem leaves, seed leaves. These are called cotyledons, and these cotyledons store food for the growing embryo, and these seeds have only one seed leaf. They are called monocotyledon. Example, bajra, maize, rice, and the seeds having two seed leaves, they are known as dicotyledon. Okay, you must have seen the chana. Okay, when you just remove the skin of the chana, you find that two different cotyledons, that is dicotyledon. Okay, while in the case of rice, okay, you will see only one cotyledon is present there, over there. Okay, so that is one cotyledon or two cotyledons. That you can easily observe. Okay, you just soak some few chana seeds Okay, in the morning, in the night, you just soak the seeds in a small dish. Okay, and in the morning, what you will observe, the seeds are swelled up. You can easily remove the outer seed coat, and after removing it, you will find that two different parts are present in the seed. That two different part is cotyledons, none other than the cotyledons. Now embryo. Here you can see the structure of seed. Now just first of all look to figure 2.12, structure of a seed. Here you can see this is the from this seed that embryo is going to be developed. This is the two different cotyledons. This is the outermost covering, that is seed coat. Radicle, it is a portion from where the root is going to develop. This epicotyl and hypocotyl, from here ultimately the shoot is going to develop. So what is embryo? It is a baby plant present inside the seed. It uses a food and it grows its roots and leaves. After the food from the cotyledons is used, what the young plant are doing, they are making their own food. Initially, okay, what is happening, the developing embryo, the developing plant, they get the food from the seed only, because the food is stored over there. But after some time, what is happening, these seed, they develop their leaves, roots, and they start making their food by themselves. So embryo has two parts, that is plumule and the radicle. On having favorable conditions, this embryo develops its shoot as well as a root. Plumule, from plumule the shoot is developed, the part of the plant that is visible to us above the ground. Okay, and from radicle root is developed. Okay, and it just went inside the soil, so we can't see it until unless we just remove it from the soil. Now the germination of seeds. So seeds obtained from a plant are usually very dry. Okay, and these seeds are in a dormant state. It means they are inactive state. The seed can be preserved for so many years, but they will start germinating, they will start growing only when the favorable conditions are provided to them. And as they start, the growth in a seed is started. That is known as the germination of seed. For germination to begin, what is required? The seed absorb water, they swell, and then they burst open, and the seed coat is removed. And the enzymes present over here, they start functioning inside the seed. They digest the stored food in the cotyledons, and they make it soluble, and soluble food makes the radicle and plumule present in the seed to grow. So what is basically happening? A seed is there, they will start the germination when they get the sufficient amount of water. As it absorbs the water, okay, at that time what is happening, whatever food that is stored in the cotyledon, they will start dissolve. Okay, they will now turn into the liquid form, because these developing embryo, they can't, food is there but they can't directly utilize it. The food has to be first converted into the liquid form. This liquid food is taken by the developing embryo for their growth and development, and then radicle is developed, plumule is developed. So radicle of the seed, from the radicle what is happening, the root is being formed, and from the plumule the shoot of the plant is developed. Okay, the shoot is the plant that is visible above the ground part, that is visible to us, and the radicle, it develops into root, that is it just went inside the soil. Now here you can see what is happening. Now plumule grows, and then the root and shoot both develop, and now the root is what is they are doing. This root is absorbing minerals and water from the soil, and the shoot is in the green leaves. That means the green leaves start making the fruit in the presence of the sunlight, and thus the seedling slowly and gradually they develop into a new plant. Now types of germinations, epigeal and the hypogeal. These are two kinds of germination. So it must be clear from here. In the figure 2.3, you can see this is an epigeal development. Here what is happening? The seed is absorbing water, the seed coat is being removed. Okay, the cotyledons are being exposed. Now the radicle, from here the radicle is being developed. Now this radicle develops the roots, and then from this cotyledon they form the seed leaves. Okay, now from the cotyledons the seed leaves is coming out, and you can see here three parts. The epicotyle, it means the portion of the seed that is above the cotyledon, and hypocotyle, the portion of the seed that is below the plant, below the cotyledons. Okay, so in apigeal germination, what is happening? The seed is developing, and the seed leaf is developing, and what is happening? The seed coat bursts, the radicle comes out, they start growing downward, the cotyledons are move out from the soil, and they form the seed leaves, and after some time these leaves fall off, and the plumule later develops into the green leaves. This is the first leaf, and ultimately this leaf is going to dry off, and they form the new leaves. These leaves are going to dry off, and they ultimately going to form the new leaves. This is apigeal germination. In hypogeal germination, what is happening? And this apigeal germination is happening in the case of dicotyledon seeds. Okay, the seeds that is having the two cotyledons. And hypogeal, it's happening for the monocotyledons, that is seed having only one cotyledon. Here what is happening? Here the seed is soaking the water, is absorbing the water, the seed is swelling up, then it's forming the radicle and plumule, and the cotyledons, they do not come above the ground. Okay, they remain buried inside the soil only. But in the apigeal, what is happening? The cotyledon is coming above the ground. Here the cotyledons remain under the ground, and ultimately they are going to just shride off, and just they are removed, and this plant develops its shoot as well as roots. This is known as the hypogeal development. Here the cotyledons remain buried inside the soil only. They are not exposed. So here you have seen this germination of the bean, and the other germination was in hypogeal was the maize seed. So I have just explain everything, but what is there, how the bean seed is basically germinating? It's absorbing the water from the surroundings, swelling up, seed coat is removing, embryo is emerging out, then it grow, radicle is grown and downward to the soil, and what is happening? The hypocotyle grows and becomes straight along with the cotyledon above the soil. The cotyledons are first green leaves, and they make the food for growing seedlings, and this type of germination is known as apigeal. Here first the green leaves are making the food for the whole plant, and then ultimately they dry off, and then the second green leaves are formed, and in this way the gradual development in the plant will happens. In maize, what is happening? It's absorbing the water, radicle is formed, okay, and it's grow downwards, then plumule is formed, it grow above the ground, and as in this way the shoot system is formed, and this is known as the hypogeal development. Now condition necessary for germinations. As you know that seed only germinate when until unless it get the favorable conditions. Water, air, suitable temperature must be required for its proper growth and development. Now, moisture or water. The food is stored in the seed in dry conditions, and the developing embryo, they can't utilize it until unless it is present in the liquid form. So first of all, it has to be converted into the liquid form. Then water is necessary for seed germination, because, and if excess of water is there, the plant won't be able to grow successfully, because what is going to happen? All dissolved oxygen is going to be utilized by the seed. Then for further germination, no supporting oxygen will be present, and that's why what is going to happen? Ultimately the seed won't be able to grow. So the seed require the minimum requirement of the water, oxygen, and the suitable temperature. Now oxygen. For germination, rapid cell division takes place. Energy is required for the cell divisions, and energy is obtained from the oxidation process. Oxygen required for oxidation is supported by the air. So air is necessary for the seed germination. Germination of seed can't takes place in the absence of the oxygen, and the oxygen supply is received by the seed from the air. Now suitable temperature is also required for the seed germination. Suitable temperature is required for the seed germination. It does not, seeds can't grow at a very low temperature, very high temperature. The optimum temperature is from 25 degrees C to 30 degrees C. So now it's turn of the assignments. So students, you for assignment in page number 34, you can see the test your understanding, that is this question, true and false is given, 7 questions are given over here, that is your assignment. Okay, and you're supposed to do it in the book itself. So thank you.